going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Spyder Garage. It is officially crunch time for drag week. I have a lot of stuff to do. My dad is currently on a work trip, gone, so I have to do it by myself this week. And one of the big things we have to do is that trailer. I'm modifying it to fit my welder and my generator to bring along with us this year. So hopefully we can help out some people on the road, or myself if I break down. Hopefully not. But I gotta finish that and a few other small things. So this episode is mostly just gonna be getting ready. So stay tuned. Alright, so I forget how much I've showed you guys of this trailer before I started working on it. As you can see, I've already got the stanchions going up, cut off. The plastic bin is sitting outside, just off to the corner there. And I've started working on making the extensions. So I'm extending this frame out about 3.5 inches on each side, and then about, I want to say it was 8 or 9 inches in the back here. Doing that mostly for fitting the tires. I remember last year, or the couple years before when I first built this trailer, I tried to line, I didn't do my measurements correctly, and I tried to line the tires up in a row, all facing forward like this, and I realized they didn't fit, so we had to do them 2 up here, 2 back here. This year, since the generator and the welder are going up front, I need all this room to be able to stack all 4 tires back here, so that's why we need it to be a little bit wider than usual. So got these extensions made. They're pretty squared up. I need to level them out a little bit more. I just tacked them in here real quick just to see. I need to cut those tacks real quick, lower that piece down so it's more level, as well as that one. That corner is a little angled. And then once that's done, I'll burn them in and we can start working on making the extensions up. It's going to be pretty similar to the old trailer. It's just going to have a little enclosed area up here for the welder and generator, and then the plastic bin's going to go up top again, and the tires are going to go back here. Wish me luck. Alright, the side pieces are welded on now fully, except for the underneath. I did get that still, but it means I can start working on the little side pieces there. I've jet out every so inches, so I don't know how many inches or so, and I have a little bar that runs across from this section to this section to give it a little more structural integrity. So I'm going to work on that now, figure out where I want to place them, measure them out, and get to work on that. Okay, came out here the next morning. It's now daytime again, and I went ahead and finished up these side pieces. Last night I got them tacked in, but today I actually fully welded them in, so these side pieces are now fully structural to the entire trailer. So that means I can start building up. I'm going to be using this blueprint that I made here earlier in the past week to base everything off of. Basically, it's going to be the same design as it was, just poles going up in a square, and then the clamshell will sit on top of that. They're just going to be an added shelf. Yeah, I'll get to work. So, last night and this morning I got the box skeleton frame of this trailer made. Next thing to do is to make the actual platform that the welder and generator are going to sit on. So I come up about 8 inches from this platform, around this angle, have a bar going across, same thing to the other side, connecting bar in between them, and then a platform that they will sit on right here. pieces are made. Got them all cut out. I'm going to show you how I'm going to weld them right now. So, got my table set up with my little right angle jig. Basically, it's just more of this 1-inch bar that I've been using. I've got it welded lightly to the table at a few different spots. And this makes it so when I clamp these pieces that I'm welding together to these pieces, it will make a perfect 90. I've already measured it out with a couple other pieces. And it's just a good way to make sure you're always at the right angle that you want. So, gotta get that welded and then test fit it to make sure it works. What I'm gonna do for these pieces, since I don't have anyone to hold them for me, is I'm just gonna kind of loosely hold them up about where I want them, like that. Get a angle measurement on it, or an angle finder tool on it, to make sure it's level. And then I'm just going to loosely tack it into place, and then from there I can kind of still move it a little bit if I need to. I've already leveled out this trailer so that I know this way that it's perfect 0 degrees for the entire trailer. So I'll just match it up there and give it one good tack right there. Not saying this is the best idea to get this done, but it's the only one I can think of right now. So, we're going to roll with it. Okay, so I ran into one small problem when I started looking at this a little more. I realized that this bar runs along all the way back there is slightly higher than this bar. I put a level on it this way. You can see this side is just a little bit higher. I think what happened is when I welded these extensions on, this bar is just a hair higher than that bar is. So when I go to have this, even though these bars, I cut them equidistant, or equally, I don't know what the word would be. Even though they're the same length, this side is higher. So what I'm going to do to fix that is I've just cut the tacks here, and I'm just going to grind away at this bottom here until it becomes level up there. Okay, no one laugh at how small my cutting wheel is. Alright, this is my last one, and the store is closed, so I can't get more. It's just barely cutting through this, as you can see. I'm kind of have to go around it in circles. It's not liking going through that. So, I don't know. We'll see if it'll cut through. Alright, so I got the platform made, basically. I've been looking at the drawing board quite a bit more and rethinking some things because I just realized I'm not going to have quite enough of this 1-inch bar to finish the whole frame. I got enough to do this piece, and then there's 2 more pieces that go from right here up to the top right there, but there's 1 more that needs to go right there that I don't have enough length for, and there's some stuff up top that needs to run across to support the clamshell and the wood that goes up there. So I'm doing this kind of on a budget, and I told myself I just wanted to be able to use everything that was on my wall over there because it's a lot of scrap stuff I haven't been able to use from forever. So I'm just going to find ways to cleverly hide the fact that I used some of this like 1/4-inch bar, and then I have some angle iron sitting out on the old frame out there that I'm going to use as well. So it'll be in places like this where there will be sheet metal all along this whole panel, and you won't be able to see it from the outside. And if you open it up and you look really closely, you'll be able to see it. But I think it'll look just fine from the outside, and structurally it'll be the same too. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to finish up the bars going up and then figure out what I can use going across and on that piece right there. Ooh. Okay, so I just realized I made kind of a major error earlier when I was building these side pieces. So when I tacked these in here at the bottom and the top, I didn't realize, I must have read the gauge wrong, that these are at a slight 1 to 2 degree angle inwards. Normally I wouldn't care so much about that because, you can't see that with the naked eye. But what it means is that when I take this piece that's supposed to go here and go up, I put it in, I make it flush with each side, like so, and then you look at it from the back, And you can tell it's at a weird, wonky angle. And that's especially bad because this area, this whole square, is where the door goes. And I can't have an angle like that because the foam will not sit up against this the way I need it to. And, well, it won't seal. So everything inside the box that I'm trying to keep from the elements will just get the elements anyways. So I think what I'm going to do to fix it is I'm just going to cut these tacks here and at that bar. You get a ratchet strap to something heavy over there, ratchet it over until it's 90 where I need it to be, and then just re-weld it at the bottom. Okay, so I think I realized what my fatal error was here. When I went to go make this bar that goes across, it was just a hair short. I didn't realize how much it was short. I think I accidentally pressed up against this to make that work, but and just not realizing how much I was pressing it up against. I think maybe that was off, or the tack wasn't all the way seated, or just was kind of wobbly. I don't know. But I cut the tack down here, cut the tack right here, and this is now at a perfect 90 where it needs to be. So I'm going to go ahead and weld in that bar to try and keep it at that 90 that it needs to be at, and then work out some kind of replacement for this. Don't know what I'm going to do quite yet. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that bar, since it's a little longer, and put it back here, because that'll make up the gap that I just made right there. And then just replace that bar with some of the 3/4 inch bar I got on the wall over there, because that's just going to be covered up by sheet metal anyways, and the bar down there is going to be 3/4 too, so it'll kind of match. Not really ideal, but it's 10:30 at night, and I have 2 more days to get this done, so I don't really have time. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is, before I cut that bar up front there out, I'm going to cut some of that 3/4 inch bar goes across and just tack it on, lay it on top. That way when I cut that apart, these don't splay out or go in on each other, and they stay the exact same length I need them to be. I'm just a little worried if I cut out both supports, it's going to go wonky. And then I'll take that piece, move it to the back, and then fill in that piece with 3/4 bar later. Okay, another change of plans. I realized I don't have enough of this 3/4 bar to do 3 bars going across like this was originally going to do. So instead of making this section out of that bar, I'm going to leave that bar like it is, and then go grab the 1 inch angle iron that I have on the old frame and use that right here. I think that'll look okay, because I think I'm probably going to use another piece of angle iron here. Going to need a good spot for the clamshell to sit on. I think the angle iron will work best because I can put a bolt through it more easily than I can through this stuff. Alright, so a little update for y'all. Working a little bit off camera because it's just so late and I want to get stuff done. But I got this angle iron that I took off the other, the old frame that I used to have on here, and got it welded on the back here instead of the other piece that was here. I used that piece and I cut it down right here. I got that tacked into place as well. So that means the basic framework is like 90% there. There's that bar up front that need to go from there to there. A couple things that go on top to help support the clamshell. And then a few bars I'll run in between here for the platform that the welder and generator sit on. But that is going to be finished tomorrow. It's midnight already, and I'm very tired. Come back out here tomorrow morning, try to get that finished, and have this thing fully welded so I can run into the store before they close at 5 to get all the rivets and riv nuts and whatever else I need to finish this. Hinges, all of it. So, see you guys then. Alright, it is the next morning, and I've already been out here working a little bit off camera, getting some stuff done, so I'll show you what I got. last thing I did was got that piece of angle iron welded in up top, or tacked in. And then this morning, I went out here and got this 3/4 inch bar cut the way I need it, and then tacked in there as well. So what I'm going to do now is I need another piece of angle iron, just like that one, cut to go across the middle right here. So that is on the old frame sitting out there. So I'm going to take the Sawzall, get that chopped off, and then cut it down to size to put it on here. And then once that's done, I can pretty much fully weld this frame. That's kind of the last big pieces. There's going to be a little bit more for this platform to help support welder and generator, obviously. But for now, if I get that piece in there, I think I'm comfortable fully welding everything else. So I'm going to get that done, and then I can run into town to figure out what I need to do the sheet metal. Another thing that I'm running into is that as I make more and more cuts with that blade, it keeps getting smaller. So it only cuts to about there. It cuts like 90% of the way, and then I have to go and bend it, like so. And it breaks apart fine, but it does leave this little weird thing on the end that I have to grind down. Not ideal, but oh well. Okay, so framework is done. So that means I can go ahead and start fully welding this thing together. Okay, I don't know when the last update was, but it's nighttime now, and I've been slowly cutting away at the sheet metal that goes on the sides here, and I've been doing it off camera because it's pretty boring, and plus I just need to get it done because I don't have enough time to film things. So I got about half of it done. I still got more to do over here. Doing my best with the pieces I got, but as you can see, that I don't have a lot of big pieces, so some of these sections are gonna have to be multiples, like that one, and the top and the front and back. So I had enough to do the doors on one piece, which is important, but everything else is gonna be kind of cobbled together, which is fine. I think after drag week, I really want to get something other than sheet metal to box this in, maybe make this box even a little bigger. So for the other purposes that I want to use this trailer for, it's gonna be a little different, but for right now, this will work fine. But I'm gonna call it a night. I'm tired. Tomorrow's the last big day I have to work on this thing before we take off Saturday. So I have to wake up kind of early to meet some guys that I'm doing something with tomorrow. And do that, go into town, get the rest of the stuff that I need, and come back here and work until it's done. Yeah. Okay, so it's the next day. I spent the entire morning off camera cutting out the pieces of sheet metal I need to be able to cover this whole thing, and I've got 90% of it done. I just want to be able to test fit a few pieces. So what I'm going to do next on camera, I'm going to start screwing and riveting on the roof. I've got this indoor-outdoor caulking material. This is going to get lifted up again. I'm going to put that line of, or a thin line of that caulking, then smush it down on it, so that way it'll hopefully seal. And then also, I'll also do a thin bead on the inside here on all the corners where I can. Hi. Okay, update. I don't know when the last update was again, I forget, but it's 10:30, I think. I don't really want to look at the clock, but the roof and the floor is on. It's riveted in, it's got a bunch of caulking material around it. It's good enough for now. Gonna move on to the front and the back sections that need to be put on, and then I'll work on the doors. Kind of not filming a lot, because I just need to get it done as fast as possible. Plus, you'd be hearing me talking to myself way too much, and I can't have that. So, you're just gonna have to wait for another update. Sorry. Okay. It's 6 a.m. But, look at that. There's a clamshell on the trailer now. The boxed in part is completely done. Boxed in, the doors are on, hinges are on, the locks are on. And, say hi. Hello. He's home. So, he's helping out, packing stuff while I'm doing this. Gonna get the clamshell bolted down, or at least have the bolt holes drilled. And then I'm gonna take it outside and paint it real quick, so it doesn't rust in the trip.
Oh, that looks good. I like that.
Oh, wow, that does look really good. Wow, that's way better than I thought. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's just cool.
Yeah.
See, I knew what I was doing.
Yeah, you finally see your vision now.
Yeah.
I'm taking your seat.
I know. That church view has been really nice this week.
I know. So.
But, yeah.
It's getting there.
It's getting there. The doors open up like this. Like so. That's a piece of foam we're going to use for the floor. But that's the part where the welder and the generator will sit. Yeah.
Oh no, I got a lot of my paint. That doesn't look too bad, actually.
Not bad, actually.
Yeah. Is that the gloss that you painted, or is it the...
I don't even know. Satin?
Okay. Nice. That ain't bad.
Yeah. A little bit less than I do on the side, at least.
Yeah, yeah.